Roman Reigns, Undertaker, Ric Flair, Sting, Hogan, Steve Austin, The Rock, John Cena, the face of professional wrestling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to When Wrestling Was Real. I'm your host, Matt Lyda. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. Tell me how bad I am. Also, tell me what you'd like to hear in the future. Ask me any question you want down there. We're going to dive into some of those questions and comments, and we're going to call out some of you guys, and we are going to start interacting with y'all even more moving forward. First thing I want to say is Ted Turner. Ted Turner passed away as I'm recording this today. And as it comes out about roughly a week after his passing. And I just want to say that rest in peace, Ted Turner. I grew up in South Carolina, live in Georgia now, and I am a boy of the South. I am a man of the South. And Ted Turner, TBS, him owning the Braves, him owning WCW, what he did for wrestling, what he did for broadcasting and television and with CNN, the first 24-hour news network, all of those things. I want to say I hate to hear of his passing. He had a great life, a productive life. He was a great member of the Rotary Club. If you don't know more about the Rotary Club, I would look into it if I were you. He did a lot of philanthropic endeavors, and he was a really good person. So before I start talking about professional wrestling, I have to say thank you, Ted Turner, for what you did for WCW, what you did for those Monday Night Wars. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have had that era. We may have never had the Attitude Era if it wasn't for you going up against Vince McMahon, bucking the system, using your dollars to compete. I loved it. Thank you so much. And as someone from the South, I really appreciate what you did for the Braves and professional wrestling in this Southern region. Hate to hear that you've passed. Praying for the family. Thoughts and prayers are out there. Thank you, though. Great legacy left behind. Moving forward now to the episode. This week, I want to do something a little bit different than what I typically do. I typically talk about the past. I typically talk about the legends of wrestling. I typically talk about old matches and old pay-per-views and everything. This week, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to talk about the current state of professional wrestling. You know, I've talked about how I don't like how TKO is doing things, and it's just very commercialized and all that stuff. But wrestling is still more popular now than it ever has been. It's selling out freaking football stadiums. They're selling 70, 80,000 seat venues, which, hey, according to what they said, they were doing that in the 80s as well. But now it is so commercialized. It's so big. It's worldwide. It is so popular. But there's something missing, it feels like. There's something different that professional wrestling's always had, but they don't have it right now. They don't have this one thing that everyone kind of, when they turned on the television, they were looking for this. And that is the face of the brand, the face of professional wrestling. Who is that person? Who is carrying the torch for our sport right now? For years, wrestling's always had that clear face for the industry. Hogan, Steve Austin, The Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Undertaker, Ric Flair, Sting. You've had these folks that when you said their name, everyone in the world knew who they were. No one had to question, who is that? What do you, come again? Who? Where? What are you talking about? You didn't have, when you said the name Hulk Hogan, everyone knew exactly who you were talking about. So now, who is that person? Wrestling's more divided than ever. WWE is huge. AEW has its own megastars, and social media has changed everything. And fans can't agree who actually carries the business right now. So today we're going to answer some of those biggest questions in wrestling. I've put some notes together for each one of what I think are the top 5 faces in professional wrestling. I would love to hear from you. Who do you think is the face of professional wrestling right now? Not just WWE, not just AEW, the face of professional wrestling. Because back in the day, you said Hulk Hogan, no one said, oh, that's WWF. It was just, that's Hulk Hogan, the face of professional wrestling. No matter what promotion you were with, he was the face. Who's that person now? Let's set some ground rules. Let's set some criteria of what you have to, the boxes you got to check off to become the face of professional wrestling, okay? You got to be mainstream recognition. Like I was saying, Hulk Hogan's in the movie Rocky. You know, he's in a bunch of Hollywood films. Why? Because everybody knows who he is. The crowd reactions, okay? You can get it 3 things when you walk out of the curtain. Taker told me this. You get 3 things. Either you get cheered or you get booed. Those 2 things you want. You want one of those 2 things. You want the whole crowd either cheering you or you want the whole crowd booing you. Or you can get a 3rd thing, something you don't want at all, which is nothing. 0 reaction. Once you get 0 reaction, you're never going to be back on TV again. You're done. You want one of the 2. So what's the crowd reaction? Do they love you? Do they hate you? Match quality. Got to know how to work. They tried it with Ultimate Warrior. They did everything they could. Everything. Didn't work. Couldn't work in the ring. You got to know how to wrestle. You got to know how to tell a story inside the ring. Promos are huge. Got to be able to get on the mic. That's not necessarily the number one thing. It's not necessarily something you have to be able to do. But if you want to be that face, if you want to be the man or lady of professional wrestling, you got to be able to run your mouth a little bit. Got to be able to get on the mic. Got to be able to get the crowd's reaction there. The Rock, Ric Flair, even Hogan, Cena. These guys could grab the mic at any moment and get an emotional reaction from the crowd. You could feel it through the television. They were looking right into that camera, speaking to us, to our heart, to our soul, to our brain, right in our eyes. Merch sales, I mean, okay, when Austin was over, okay, great in the ring, Hall of Famer in the ring, Hall of Famer on the mic. The crowd reactions were absolutely insane. Maybe, I mean, they talk about the Road Warrior pop. What about an Austin pop when that glass shatters? And then you look in the crowd, there's still more Austin 316 shirts than anything else. It's insane. So now it's social media presence as well. I don't really think so. That's one rule I'm just going to go, I don't think we need to have that. But it is something that's huge right now. How many followers do you have? How many people are watching your videos on there? What's your engagement like? It's a big part of the industry now. Your ability to draw ratings and tickets. And then your cultural influence. Look at what Hogan did. Look at what The Rock did. Look at what John Cena's done. Guys, these guys have shaped our culture. They have crossed over from professional wrestling into Hollywood. They are worldwide recognized. Worldwide. You got to be able to be a cultural influence. This isn't just about who my favorite wrestler is. This is about who actually represents wrestling today. So, Cody Rhodes, okay? I think that most people right now, if I asked you, who do you think is the face of professional wrestling, Cody Rhodes is the person you're going to put in the comments. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Cody Rhodes fan, but it's hard to argue that he's not the face, okay? Why does Cody have a claim here? Well, he finished his story. He finished the story. He finished the Rhodes story, one of the longest running modern storylines. We haven't had a storyline like this, I feel like, since NWO, where you're talking multi-year. Maybe the story of Taker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, but man, it feels like it's been the Attitude Era since we've had this type of storyline, especially when you're talking about just 2 wrestlers, when you're talking about just Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, where there's not a lot of involvement from the outside. Absolutely insane. The fans have been emotionally invested in Cody Rhodes for years now. Ever since his return to WWE, heck, even when he was at AEW, he started building that base where it was like, okay, wait a second. This guy isn't Stardust anymore. This guy isn't just a mid-carder anymore. This guy's a main event. This guy can main event any pay-per-view, and it's going to draw and sell out. You could put him at the top of the card every single month, and people are not getting tired of it. The kids love him. Okay, look out there. They absolutely love him. He beat maybe the best modern day WWE superstar that we've had in Roman Reigns. And WWE built Roman Reigns as the final boss. And the fact that Cody loses to him when we all thought Cody was going to win at WrestleMania and loses to him, all that did was make Roman Reigns look even bigger and better. And then we finally get the payoff that we really want after, 2+ years. That story right there to finish his story was, gosh, that's a walk-off of being the face of the company. He's come back from with AEW, rebuilding himself outside of WWE, and then becoming a real main event babyface. Very few wrestlers in modern wrestling feel genuinely important. But Cody does. He represents the modern WWE. Clean-cut media guy. Great interviews. Corporate friendly. Can do ESPN appearances and hardcore promos. Compare him to John Cena, style, professionalism, old school top babyface presentation. Crowd sing-alongs. When his music hits, the whole stadium, the whole arena starts singing along. Huge entrances, huge spectacles. And then the family audience appeal. You feel good sitting down with your kids watching Cody Rhodes. He's someone easy to like and easy to pull for. Some fans think that Cody is too polished, though, but that might be why WWE actually loves him right now. It feels like I thought that we might have been going into a more attitude era feel of WWE when actually I'm feeling a little bit more PG, especially with Cody being the guy right now. It just feels a little PG to me. Here's some counter arguments against Cody, though. Some hardcore fans think he's manufactured. That would be me. I think he's manufactured. I don't like his style. Kevin Nash said it best when he came out and wrestled against, I think, Fatu at SummerSlam. Jacob Fatu was, I think so. No, Solo. So it was Solo. There, he's in the ring waiting on Cody. Cody comes out. He's got that dog with him coming out of the bus. He takes his mask off once he, makes his entrance. He's kissing babies and hugging, kids and everything else. And it's like, dude, you're about to walk into the ring against the baddest dude in the world right now. That's how we're building him. And this is what you're doing. You need to be focused. You need to be like, get serious for a minute. Let us believe that this is about to be a freaking street fight, okay? That you are preparing for war. But instead, you're taking your dog for a walk and kissing kids along the way. Do that on your way back. Go in there, beat this beast, put him in his place, and then on your way back, high five some kids. You don't have to do it on your way to the ring. That's dumb. That makes me not feel like it's real. He doesn't feel as cool as the Attitude Era. He doesn't have that Stone Cold. He doesn't have that Rock look and feel to him. He doesn't have that Hulk. He kind of has a little bit of Hulk Hogan in him, but not quite. He feels a little bit more like John Cena. Not as organic as even an LA Knight or another guy who we're going to talk about, MJF. Cody feels manufactured. MJF feels organic. Someone who I like to watch. But if Cody is the corporate base of wrestling, then our next guy is still the aura of wrestling. None other than Roman freaking Reigns. This episode is sponsored by Zeros. Go to drinkzeros.com. Find your favorite flavors today. Mine's going to be orange. These guys, they're amazing. It's veteran owned, veteran operated, 0 carbs, gluten-free, 0 sugar, only 90 calories. And the flavors are amazing, guys. Like I said, I'm drinking the orange today. Anything orange, I'm pretty much down with. My 2 favorite flavors is orange and grape. Go to drinkzeros.com to be able to find your favorite flavors or a store near you that serves zeros. Just remember, got to be 21 years or older to drink and drink responsibly. More than anything, please drink responsibly. Go to drinkzeros.com. Also, my friends over at Roots of Fight. Ladies and gentlemen, go to rootsoffight.com. Use promo code When Wrestling Was Real, and you'll get 20% off all of their apparel. Some of the coolest, best designs you'll see for professional wrestling, especially some of those throwback designs and some of those wrestlers that may or may not be in the ring today. Go to rootsoffight.com, use promo code When Wrestling Was Real, and get your favorite wrestling apparel over there. He just did it at WrestleMania, guys. He feels like he is the biggest name. He's got the look. He's got the feel. He's got the promos. Roman Reigns in the Attitude Era would have been the best ever. God, I would have loved it. His aura, his entrance presentation, silence when his music hits. He's got that final boss energy. He's so believable. Roman doesn't even feel like a wrestler anymore. He feels like an event. The Bloodline changed wrestling. The Bloodline with Roman Reigns changed wrestling. We got great stories. It had mainstream attention even outside of professional wrestling. It was being talked about. It elevated multiple careers. Usos made wrestling feel episodic again. We couldn't wait till the next Monday or SmackDown, and like we couldn't wait for the next PLE. He had mainstream star power, crossover appeal into other sports, into other media and entertainment. Recognizable look, movie potential. People outside of wrestling know him, but he had a part-time schedule, guys. Less active weekly. Some fans think that Cody has already replaced Roman as the face. Roman had something to say about that a few weeks ago, though, at WrestleMania. He's not over yet. He's not done yet. He's not ready to leave the boots in the ring or the Jordans in the ring. Roman still has tread on the tires, and he's still wanting to go. He's still wanting to fight. He's still wanting to wrestle, and he's still wanting to pursue championships. He still wants to be the face of the company. And can you still be the face of wrestling if you aren't around all the time? Well, I think Roman realized that. And I think what we're going to see moving forward is a Roman Reigns that's not on a part-time schedule. He doesn't have to wrestle every week. Paul Heyman told us that. He doesn't have to. I think Roman wants to solidify himself in this next title reign. And I think we may end up seeing him wrestle a lot more, have a lot more TV appearances, and be a lot more of the face of the company, kind of like what Cody's done. Going into the third wrestler here who I wish this guy would go to WWE. God, I wish he'd go to WWE. But I'm scared Hunter's going to ruin him. I'm scared that Hunter won't use him right. MJF. MJF represents the future of professional wrestling. MJF, in my opinion, has the best argument of being the face of wrestling outside of anyone in WWE. He has every quality imaginable. Every quality imaginable. The ability to blur reality and storyline. He's so good at that. Watch him in interviews. He never turns it off. He kayfabes to the end. He has that old school heel energy. He's not dancing around on freaking TikTok doing stupid stuff and laughing and giggling and everything else. He's MJF. He hates everybody. He's got an attitude. He's a dick, and we love it. His promos seem to always go viral. He can always make the other person stumble over their words because he can cut a promo so well. That, to me, that's Ric Flair-esque. That's Stone. He's got some Stone Cold in him. Like, it's MJF understands something that many wrestlers forgot. Wrestling is supposed to feel personal. CM Punk loves to do it as well. You are supposed to cut people to the core. Make it feel personal. It's supposed to be real. It's supposed to be real. That's what we're supposed to feel. MJF does that, especially when he gets on that mic. He's a homegrown star. AEW. He's loyal right now. I don't know if he's ever going to jump ship. He probably will. But as of right now, he's AEW's homegrown star. And to be the face of wrestling and not come from WWE is a big deal. That's a tougher road to hoe. That is hard. That is a hard thing to do. And he's been able to do it. He's been able to catch the eye of mainstream media without being on the biggest promotion alive. He's a symbol of AEW's identity. The younger audience loves him. He appeals to them probably more than just about anybody with his social clips, his meme culture, and his internet engagement. He does it better than anybody else. He does it better than anybody else. When he does an interview, like I love when he did interview with Chris Van Fleet. He was so good in that interview. I don't know if that's who he really is. I don't know if that's how he really is. But the fact that he just does not leave the gimmick, he does not give up the gimmick, and he's so dedicated and he's so committed to kayfabe. I love it. He's not globally famous like a Roman Reigns or a Cody Rhodes. AEW is a smaller platform. They have a smaller platform and smaller. They don't have as big of a reach as WWE does, globally especially. And sometimes he is too insider heavy. Like if you don't follow wrestling or know wrestling as much, if you're just a casual fan, a lot of the things that he says in his promos, a lot of things he does in the ring, like you really wouldn't understand it unless you are actively watching wrestling. If you are an actual fan, he does some deep cuts. I like that. For the casual fan, watch it a little bit more so you can understand what he's doing there. Watch it a little bit more so you can understand what he's talking about on these deep cuts and this insider kind of feel to his promos. Is MJF the best character in wrestling, but not the biggest star? Let me know below. I think he is the biggest. I think he's the best character. And it might not even be a character. That might just be who he is. But tell me a better character than MJF in the ring, promos, social media, everything. Tell me somebody who never leaves kayfabe like him. There's one person that pops in my head, and it's Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan is probably the best character in female wrestling. But MJF's probably not the biggest star, but he's probably the best character out of all promotions. Going into number 4 here, I could not leave out a female wrestler. This isn't a forced position just because she's a female and because I just wanted to include a female. This is someone who's got the argument, and her name is Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is the best female wrestler in professional wrestling right now and may go down as the greatest of all time when it's all said and done. Rhea has figured it out. She figured it out a handful of years ago, and she leaned into it, and she is absolutely killing it. Why Rhea may be the most popular wrestler overall? Her unique presentation. She makes you keep your eyes on her. She makes you watch. She's different. She sets herself apart. Instantly recognizable, stands out visually, crossover with the golf alternative appeal. She's touching an audience that may have always felt like they were left out in that just alternative golf community, right? Like they feel different. They look different. They sound different. Everything's a little different. She's representing them. She's representing young ladies who just don't have the blonde hair, blue eyes. Massive fan connection through social media engagement. The crowd reactions when she comes out, insane. Men and women love her. My wife is a huge Rhea Ripley fan. And as Chris Van Fleet said, his wife is as well. She's a fan. The women love her. The women love her. The women love her. Her merch sells like crazy. Every time I've gone to WWE World, it's one of those sections where those designs and those shirts are gone instantly. Her Judgment Day impact, it helped make the faction relevant. She has that China feel with DX. She's bigger, stronger, all those things like China was. She became a centerpiece just naturally. She fit the mold. She felt right. I told Taker one time, I believe that she would have been a perfect person to be in the Ministry of Darkness. Like, it would have been a phenomenal fit. And what was it, 2 years ago? Taker comes out, gets her on the motorcycle. Like, that's a nod right there, man. That is huge. You just got Taker's approval on national television. Insane. But there's always a counter argument, right? Women still rarely get positioned as the face of the company. WWE still centers men for biggest business moves. That's understandable. Not always booked above Cody and Roman Reigns. Unfortunately, in the world that we live in, female wrestling is not going to get the recognition. They're not going to get those main events like maybe sometimes they deserve because people don't necessarily buy tickets for female wrestling. Rhea Ripley's one of those exceptions. I think that you could put her as a main event card person, just like you did with Charlotte, and she's going to put butts in seats. She is a crossover. She is amazing. I think that she could main event PLEs moving forward, and people would buy tickets. If we're talking pure popularity, though, Rhea might honestly be number one. People love her. Guys like me who like that traditional look and feel of professional wrestling, that wants it to be, I want it to be organic. Cody doesn't have that. MJF does, just not at a big enough promotion. Roman Reigns definitely has all of that, but he's not working every week like I want. Rhea Ripley, I feel like, checks most of those boxes. All right. The fifth and final one that we're going to discuss who could potentially be the face, and then I'm going to put it in order from 5 to number 1. And once again, please leave in the comments who's the 5 folks that you would say is the face of the company, and put them in order from 1 to 5. I would love to hear your opinion. Number 5, last but not least, Will Ospreay. Might be the best wrestler out of this group. He's the best in-ring wrestler alive. His athleticism, his match consistency, the New Japan wrestling legacy, and his AEW performance are just unreal. When he's in the ring, it's must-watch wrestling. He is insanely good. He represents modern wrestling style, faster pace, athletic storytelling, and the internet era of wrestling that we live in today. He has global respect with the New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's respected everywhere. He is that person when you go, what's my dream match? What's that one match I want to have? What's that match where I know I'm going to look like $1 million in the ring? Well, Will Ospreay's the guy you want to call because he's doing it. He's the guy that's going to make you look like $1 million. He's amazing. But the counter argument is casual fans may not know who he is. Casual fans don't understand maybe MJF's deep cut promos. You tell them, hey, what do you think about Will Ospreay? Well, I don't know who that is. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. Here in America, face of the industry, probably not, because the casual fan just doesn't really know who he is. His match quality alone doesn't make him the face. You've got to be well-rounded. Let's go back to those rules. He doesn't beat MJF. Just in AEW, he's not beating MJF when it comes to promos, when it comes to merch sales, and when it comes to can this guy be a main eventer every single PLE versus an MJF? Maybe not. And he just has that, he's just got less mainstream crossover. Ospreay might be the best wrestler other wrestlers admire the most. Out of all of these, the list of names here, he's probably the best in-ring guy. Probably so. I think he might be. I think he is the best in-ring out of the 5 we've talked about. I just don't think he checks the blocks for every other piece that we need for you to be the face of professional wrestling. I'm going to give you in order here the face of wrestling. Who is the face of professional wrestling right now? Number 5, I'm going to say it's Will Ospreay. Best wrestler, bell to bell, but he just doesn't check the boxes for every other part. MJF, best character work, but unfortunately he's with AEW. He would probably be top 3, if not number 2, if he was in WWE right now when it comes to being the face of the company or the face of professional wrestling. Number 3, Rhea Ripley. Most organically popular modern star right now. Everyone loves her in the arena. Everyone loves her when she's on TV. But unfortunately, as a female superstar, you're just not going to get that push globally to be the face of the sport as a whole. Number 2, we're down to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Down to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. I just am not a fan of Cody Rhodes. Cody is just not the guy that I want to be the face of the company. But number 2 will have to go to Roman Reigns right now. Still feels like the biggest attraction, but there's something, man. There's something about Cody Rhodes. He represents modern mainstream wrestling right now. Every kid in the place loves him. If you can win over the kids, you got it. You want it. You're the face. If the kids love you, the parents are going to buy the shirts. The parents are going to buy the hats. The parents are going to buy the foam fingers. The parents are going to buy anything that daggum kid wants. And right now, it's Cody Rhodes. The kids love Cody. I don't care if you are the head of the table. I don't care if you're the whatever. I got to acknowledge you, and you're the final boss, and all that stuff, and you're the original tribal chief. All those things. If the kids don't love you as much as the other guy, you're not going to be the face of the sport. And right now, Cody Rhodes is absolutely the face of professional wrestling. We covered a lot here. I think that those 5 are probably the 5 that you can argue about. Let me know if there's someone else outside of these 5 that should be in that discussion, that should be part of the debate of who is the face of professional wrestling in 2026. And truthfully, I don't think any of them are Hulk Hogan-esque, Stone Cold-esque. I don't think any of them carry that same weight. And maybe wrestling doesn't have one face anymore. Maybe the business is too big now. It's too global and too divided for us to have one person that is the face of professional wrestling. Cody represents WWE. Roman represents star power. MJF represents character work, and Rhea Ripley represents modern popularity. Ospreay represents in-ring excellence. And honestly, that might just be what wrestling is now. We may be looking at an era where we don't have one person. I think it is Cody. I think Cody Rhodes is that person. But if you just go to the casual, everyday person walking down the street, do you know who Cody Rhodes is? I don't know if they're going to answer that. I don't know if they're going to say yes. I think if you ask just about anybody walking up and down the road, do you know who Hulk Hogan is? Do you know who Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is? Do you know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is? I believe you're going to get a lot more yeses than you would if you asked, do you know who Cody Rhodes is? Do you know who Roman Reigns is? Do you know who Will Ospreay is, or MJF, or Rhea, or whoever it is? I think that we are just in an era right now because our eyes are on so many other things, other content, and others with social media and everything. Not everyone's going to know who these guys are like they did in the 80s and 90s. Wrestling was covered by, we only had a handful of channels then. And when Hulk Hogan did something, it was talked about like on the news. We don't have that anymore. We're not going to get that anymore. And that's okay. We're just in a different era. And I'm okay with that. I can live with that. So I would love to know who you think is the face of professional wrestling. I've got to say it's Cody Rhodes, even though it's not the person I want it to be. I want it to be MJF or Roman Reigns, but as of right now in 2026, Cody Rhodes holds the title for the face of professional wrestling. Guys, once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please subscribe, hit that like button. And once again, let me know who you think is the face of professional wrestling. And always remember, guys, that wrestling's real and so is God. Thank you. I'll see you next week.